Today we're going to talk a little bit about Schoology conferences and how to do some of the features that many people are asking about. One thing when you're in your conferences, you want to make sure that you hit start recording as soon as you start. So make sure to hit start recording. It's going to pop up and we're going to say yes, we want to record. So now it's saying my session is being recorded. So that's very important to make sure that you have done that. You can also, down here, there's this plus sign. Now when I click the plus sign, I can start a poll, I can upload a presentation, or I can share an external video. Many people were finding that they were sharing their screen, and when they shared their screen, their students were not able to hear the video. So if you share an external video, I'm going to go pull a video. Here is a video that I'm going to use for today. And I'm just going to copy my link at the top and close it down since I have that now. And I'm going to add the URL here. So this is what I want my students to see, and I can share the video. Now that I'm screen sharing, I have to make sure that I'm also unmuted so that my students can hear the video. If I do not also unmute, they will not be able to hear. But for my purposes, so you can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and mute that back. Also, the same goes true for sharing a presentation. Sometimes it's a little bit better to upload your presentation in here instead of screen share. You can also share your screen as well to show them what you're working on. But when you do this, if you are in the window that you are using for Big Blue Button, it will duplicate your window, so you will see that twice. So it may be better if you have a presentation to do it that way. And I'm going to cancel that. So I'm not going to share my screen. And I'm going to actually go in and I'm going to have a student in my conference as well. I have to use a second device and add a student to the conference. Now, many people have asked, how do I turn off the chat for the students? Now, right here above your users, you can click this gear. And in the gear, you can lock viewers. So if I lock the viewers, I can choose what is locked and unlocked. If I don't want them to be able to share their webcam, I can lock that. If I want them to share their microphone, I can lock that. If I don't want them to chat publicly, I can lock that so they cannot do those things. If I don't want them to see other users, I can turn that off. Once I have updated all of that, I can hit apply, and then my students will not be able to turn their microphones on. They will not be able to share their webcam, and they will not be able to chat. That is one way to do that within here. Now, say this student, I want them to be able to talk. I can go and unlock this student, and now that student would be able to use their screen and also be able to chat with me, and we can talk back and forth. So those are some basic things within Schoology conferences. If you notice also here, you can go and create those breakout rooms. Now, when you create your breakout rooms, you would have to assign them here, or you could randomly assign. And you can do it for your duration of how many rooms. Say you've got 4 groups, but we don't want a 15-minute group. We only want a 10-minute group. Now, what I will say about this, the breakout rooms do not record, and you cannot be in all of them at the same time to monitor. So this may or may not be the best thing for you to use, but it is there as an option. So I could create my breakout rooms and I could randomly assign, but I only have 1 student in, so it kind of doesn't show you exactly what all you would have. But you do have these options to assign, or you could randomly assign breakout rooms. And then you would create those breakout rooms. And we would go to our breakout rooms, and I could join. I'm in on the room at any time I wanted to, or I could end it early if I wanted to. So I can jump in any of the rooms at any time, but I can't be in all 4 rooms at the same time to monitor. So that is one of those monitoring issues that you may want to look But these are just a few things about the Schoology conferences where people had many questions about, and I wanted to make sure to cover that. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to myself at sydney.sneed@mps.k12alus or stephen.walker@mps.k12al.us. Thank you again for joining us. So real quick, I wanted to go over how to download a recorded Schoology conference. In order to do that, you will have to go to your completed tab in the Schoology conferences, and one that is still available, you will have to hit play. Once you hit play and it loads up, if you come down to the bottom right hand corner, you'll have to go to the full screen mode. Now once I'm in full screen mode and playing, I will be able to hit the three dots right down here and select to download the file. Now when I download the file, this will be my recorded conference. Now it may not show up exactly as it did when you were reviewing, because when you were reviewing you had the option to toggle back and forth between the presentation and the screen, but this is how you can download that. So now I'm going to change the name because that was going to be Monday's conference. And now I can save that. So I have that for my files now where I have saved that. And to get out of that, I will just exit out of the full screen, close out of my tab for where I was recording, and I have officially downloaded my conference. And so I have it saved on my computer if for some reason someone needs to view it after 7 days. So that is how you download a recording of a Schoology conference. Thank you.